Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you are watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, after William Samoei Ruto appointing Cleophas Malala as the UDA Party Secretary General, I later listened to the speech from Malala. Then after that, I did a comparison from the previous speech from Gachagua. If you check on the two, then you can understand the reason why William Ruto chose Malala to be UDA Secretary General. So first of all, I want us to go through Gachagua's speech, and then we are going to compare to Cleophas Malala's speech, and then we analyze to understand this situation. This is what Gachagua said some time back after making a contradiction statement on referring to the government of Kenya as a company. So after Kenya's coming out calling him on, this is what he said. Rais Ruto ni kiongozi wa nchi na ataendelea kuwafanyia wa Kenya kazi. Mimi ni kiongozi wa UDA na nitaendelea kushughulikia watu wa UDA. So he said he's a UDA party leader. Not party leader, but just a leader of UDA party. So he will go to UDA party and work for the UDA, and the president will do the national development. Listen to him.
Nikimalizia vile waziri wetu mkuu amesema, sisi huyu rais wetu ametuambia na tumekubali kwa sababu ndio kiongozi wetu, ya kwamba hii Kenya yote ni yetu. Wale wote ambao walimpigia kura, wale hawakupigia, wote ni wa Kenya na atawafanyia kazi. Na yeye akiwa kiongozi wa nchi ataendelea hiyo kazi. Na mimi nikiwa kiongozi wa UDA naendelea kushughulikia watu wa UDA, na rais anashughulikia watu wa Kenya. Your Excellency, tukiwa hapa tunataka tuseme, tumesema tukiwa pale Kericho na tunarudia, kazi ya maendeleo itafanyika kila pahali Jamhuri ya Kenya. Hapa Korogocho, juzi tulikuwa Nyanza, mpango ya maendeleo, kwa sababu kila Mkenya analipa kodi.
Now that was Rigathi Gachagua. Now listen to Cleophas Malala articulating the duties and responsibility bestowed on him in UDA party going forward from yesterday.
Because we have sat down with the party leader and the leaders of this party and agreed that we are going to open up doors for people to come and join our party. We are not going to be hostile to people even who think otherwise about us. This is going to be a party that is going to accommodate all views, divergent views, views that are going to build this country. As I take up this opportunity to be the Secretary General, I am alive of the fact that as a government, we have an agenda that we promise the people of Kenya. My role and the officials of this party will be to ensure that we monitor the progress of the promises we promised the people while we were campaigning. We shall be monitoring the legislative promises that we had made during campaigns. We shall work closely with the leadership of the legislative arm. We shall also be monitoring members of the executive, the cabinet secretaries, the permanent the PSs, the CSs, and any government official. It will be our sole role to ensure that the promises we made during campaigns are achieved, because we are the people who are going to be politically accountable when it comes to the elections of 2027. So we shall not only be concentrating on political matters, but also on the delivery of these governments. We must deliver. We promised Kenyans that we are going to lower the cost of living, and that is exactly what the party will be reminding those office holders in the executive and in the legislative arm. So expect us to be always in your offices, leader of majority. Expect us to be summoning you here.
Now we are continuing with this panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. And back to this discussion. Now, what William Ruto has done in UDA party could be what Uhuru Kenyatta did in Jubilee. And again, it is something that has happened elsewhere. You listen to Cleophas Malala. He is very clear. The duties and responsibilities there, they are very many. And of course, it means that he is in charge, fully charged of UDA party, but not the Gachagua, to oversee the UDA promises during campaign, or Kenya Kwanza promises during campaign being fulfilled, to manage politics of the party, to popularize for the party from grassroots. That means UDA party is in his hands. And again, there is nowhere he mentioned Gachagua. It means he will be taking orders from William Samoei Ruto directly, not Gachagua. Gachagua might be just UDA deputy party leader. So SG cannot take orders from deputy party leader. He takes orders direct from the party leader and of course the members of the party. So Ruto learned something from Gachagua, that he want to take over control of the UDA party. Then start planting his people in the party in preparation for 2032. Or in case of anything, within 2027. Something that Ruto was doing in the Jubilee party. He got control of the party. In fact, he captured the party. He planted his own foot soldiers in the party during the 2017 general election. Then from there, he moved with these people to UDA, and he left Uhuru Kenyatta in a dilemma with few members. So Ruto is learning the same knife he used on Uhuru Kenyatta would be applied to him. That is why he brought in Cleophas Malala to manage UDA party politics. That means he need to tame Gachagua. Malala is a vibrant politician. Is a man who will deal in equal measures with regard to Gachagua. Kama ni mambo ya kujibishana, hao watajibishana. Kama ni mambo ya kurushiana maneno, they can do it in equal measures. So Cleophas Malala's duty is here to make sure that he's closing every door that Gachagua can have access to UDA party. In simple terms, Ruto has kicked Rigathi Gachagua out from UDA party. He might be his deputy, but he has no say or very little say as far as UDA party management or politics is concerned. He has replaced him with Malala. Now, Malala will be a CA without portfolio. This is something that is always happening also if you compare to South Africa. South Africa has ANC party. The ANC Secretary General always sit in the cabinet meetings. So he's a cabinet, or we can say he's a minister without a portfolio. He sits there to articulate on matters to do with the ANC party. He has a lot of powers in the party. That means he is fully in charge of the party. The person people look at when you talk about the party politics. The same thing is happening in Tanzania. CCM party, the Secretary General always sit in the cabinet to articulate party issues. That means Gachagua will not be articulating UDA issues. It will be Cleophas Malala doing that in the cabinet meetings. You go to Uganda, the Secretary General of chama ya Museveni anaitwa namna gani? UPDF or what, something like that. That Secretary General is sitting in the cabinet meeting to articulate party issues. So that has been the kind of, so Ruto is trying to borrow from South Africa, from Uganda, from Tanzania, and then from what Uhuru Kenyatta was doing. Now he bring in Malala. Just check on how he brought Malala on board. Malala is a William Ruto person. A man who managed to pull Musalia Mudavadi to William Ruto's side. So Malala is going to be what we have been calling a system. is going to be the system within UDA party. Deep state of UDA party. Gachagua would want to be that person. But Ruto does not want Gachagua to take over that kind of role, because definitely it's going to be something that might haunt him, or he might plan another coup against him the same way he did to Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. They don't want that. And this tells you going forward that Ruto has no any interest on helping Gachagua to become the president after him. He don't have an interest. He feared Gachagua. He would want, just the same way Uhuru feared him. He feared Gachagua. So he might wish anyone else to have this presidency after him, but not regarding Gachagua. And it will not go wrong. It will not go long before these people start exchanging bitterly in public, because Gachagua is a man you can never control. He will always speak his mind. Na akifinywa atafika mahali atasema mimi nimefinywa. So that is the way forward. The real game here, Malala went to UDA party to counter regarding Gachagua, to checkmate Gachagua, so that Gachagua will not sit there to say that the president is doing the national politics and national development while I'm here to do party politics. Party politics, you are elected to be the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, but not a UDA deputy. That's the message Ruto is telling Gachagua. You are wrong. This is not your place. This is not your. You should not be here. You should be a deputy of the Republic of Kenya. But Kenyans have refused because he is acting as a Mount Kenya deputy. Now he has reduced himself to a UDA deputy, because not all Mount Kenya is in UDA party, or not all Mount Kenya are supporting Gachagua. So that's the kind of politics we are having now. It will be the main reason, and it tells you that going forward, Ruto will have another person to support, but not Gachagua. Gachagua is a big no, and just like other presidents who never supported their deputy, William Ruto will be among those deputies. The only person who was supporting his vice president, it was the first president, Jomo Kenyatta. Jomo Kenyatta protected Moi in as much many people wanted to kick him out. It's like he had a deal with Moi. Ruto has no any deal with Gachagua. So Gachagua is going to learn that if you don't have a political party or a muscles to have your own numbers at your side, you have nowhere to go. He will discover when it's too much late. In fact, for William Ruto, he better have Raila as a president. He better have Kalonzo as president. He better have Musalia as president, but not regard the Gachagua. Because he has seen what Gachagua has done to Uhuru Kenyatta after working as his PA. He was personal assistant to Uhuru Kenyatta. Now he has become the biggest enemy of Uhuru Kenyatta from nowhere. Not to the level that William Ruto can be an enemy to Uhuru Kenyatta. So, Ruto is discovering Gachagua is lethal and poisonous. He better have Raila as his president, but not Gachagua. This can evidently be seen in the appointment of Cleophas Malala. So, UDA party will be managed from Western. He will be calling the shots, but not from Mount Kenya region.